Hello and welcome to my review of the Adeptus Custodes Shield Captain. Now this Shield Captain I've built out of the Custodian Guard set, which will cost you £35 for the 5 models. You can build a Shield Captain out of the Warden set and a Vixillus Praetor as well, and still have 3 models for that unit. I've got another Shield Captain with the Spear, which is right here, and you could also make one from the Warden set with the Castellan Axe, but today we're just going to talk about the one with the Sentinel Blade. So it's a decent enough model. I did want to do my review with one. It's not, one thing to note, it's not fully painted at all by any means, still a long way to go, but I did want to do the video and the review with the Custodian Guard Warden set and building one of those, but unfortunately that hasn't happened. Didn't get the Wardens in time to do that, so that's why I'm now doing the review just on a Shield Captain from the normal Custodian Guard set. But it's a great looking model, like all of the Custodian Guards models are. So what I'll do is I'll just show you some size comparisons. So next to like a normal Terminator that you might be used to, they are a bit bigger than those height wise. Bulk wise, a similar sort of footing, but shows you that. Next to the new Allarus Terminators, I've got an Allarus Shield Captain here. He is, well, I want to say a little bit shorter than the Allarus, so there you go. And then next to some normal Imperial models, so I've got a normal sort of Space Marine. Space Marine is about, yeah, probably chest plate height, you can see that. Probably the height of the sword, actually, a bit shorter than the sword. And then a Primaris, which did come out after the Custodians, but he is, yeah, almost as tall, if not taller, than the Custodian Guard there, Shield Captain. So there you go, that's my sort of size comparisons out of the way with. What I'll do now is I'll just go through all of the rules and things for the Shield Captain. You'll find him in your HQ section in your new Adeptus Custodes Codex. He's a power level of a 7, which means he's 3 less than the Captain General Trajan Valoris, and he's 1 less than a Shield Captain in Allarus Terminator armor. He's the cheapest Shield Captain, in other words. Then in match play, he will cost you 110 points, but then you've got to buy all your war gear, and you know, characters do pay more for their storm shields, 15 points, plus his Sentinel Blade, so that's 134 points already, and then yeah, you can still give him a Misericordia if you want to do that too, which is another 4 points. So you're talking about almost 140 points for this chap here. So a fair amount of points just for your HQ, you know, almost 150 points or so. His stat line, his movement of 6 inches, weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength is 5, toughness 5, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9 and a save of 2+. The standard one is armed with a Guardian Spear, but obviously you can swap that out with a Castellan Axe or a Sentinel Blade, and then if he's armed with a Sentinel Blade you can give him a Storm Shield. So if you do that, then he's got a 2+ normal and a 3+ invulnerable. Weaponry wise, you can give him a, like I say, you can give him a Castellan Axe, so shooting for the axe and the spear are both the same, strength 4, AP -1 and damage 2. The axe would give him +3 strength, so strength of 8, AP -2 and damage D3, but if you give him the spear, then it's +1 strength, AP -3 and damage D3. However, if you give him the Sentinel Blade, the shooting and the melee are different. The shooting is only a 12-inch range, so even shorter. 2 shots, strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1. So that's the kind of like the weaker shooting attack out of all of them. It's melee, again, probably the weakest one, because his strength is a user, so you're not even getting +1 strength, you're just getting a strength 5. And the AP is the same as the Guardian Spear, which is -3. So still better than the Axe for the AP, but worse than a Guardian Spear in melee and in shooting. But the trade-off is, with that blade, you can then have that 3+ invulnerable, which is a damn sight better than the standard 5+ invulnerable. And obviously you can give him Misericordia, which is which is strength of the user, AP -2 and damage 1, and each time the bearer fights you can make 1 additional attack with the weapon unless it's also equipped with a Storm Shield. Abilities: Aegis of the Emperor, which is a 5+ invulnerable. Obviously he won't need to make use of that. Inspirational Fighter: you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 made for friendly Adeptus Custodes units within 6 inches of this model. That's pretty good. Any hit rolls of a 1, you can re-roll them. That's awesome. And then obviously the Storm Shield. So that's the only sort of ability he gets. He gets Aegis of the Emperor. You know, say he didn't have the Storm Shield, he'd get his 5+ invulnerable. But if you give him a Storm Shield, you're getting that 3+. And just helping him survive that much more. You know, 2+ standard and a 3+ invulnerable on a model that has a decent toughness at 5 and 6 wounds. He's going to last a fair while, especially if you then team him up with a Vexillus Praetor, which you could add 1 to the attack characteristic, so then he's got 6 attacks. Just increases survivability with a Vexilla Magnifica, which would subtract 1 from hit rolls in the shooting phase against him. His keywords: Imperium, Adeptus Custodes, Character, Infantry and Shield Captain. I think it's a decent model, whether you choose to make him out of the Custodian Guard set or out of the Warden set. With the Warden set you do get a different sort of head, you get different heads, you get different arm options and you get the axes as well. But you can still make a decent looking Shield Captain out of the normal Custodian Guard set. You don't need to have all the cloaks and things. I mean, these ones do have the cloaks. I think they have 1 cloak in the set anyway. So there is that option there of having the Shield Captain look a little bit different than the rest of your Custodian Guard. And that's all I really wanted to say about the Shield Captain. What do you guys think of him? Do you always pick him instead of the Allarus Terminator? Or do you go full throttle and choose Treasure and Valoris for the 3 more power points because he's got that excellent Watcher's Axe? Please do put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.